have the size to guard. I just don't know that he has the speed or the athleticism.
That's what I'm worried about. I think it's totally a speed issue.
I mean, it's not as if his game of getting to the basket and scoring, he's just a good scorer, kind of stop and pop. I don't know that translates, but I don't know that it doesn't. I'm not the true guru.
I just think that, him scoring all these points, it's a late second-round pick. I just feel like it could be possible if he continues to do this the rest of the season. And I'll bring up another point. Just if he continues to do what he's doing, does his jersey get retired?
You know what? I'm going to answer my question from earlier by answering that. The player whose career I'm reminded of when I think of what Jeremiah Martin is doing is a totally different kind of player. Antonio Burks had a terrific 4-year career for Memphis. He came in as sort of an unheralded local kid, didn't expect to do much necessarily. Burks was actually a walk-on. Martin was sort of an afterthought recruit that was kind of stolen away from Louisiana Tech when somebody else didn't come through. So they were both afterthoughts locally, and they had great 4-year careers. And by the end of Burks' senior year, I think he was Conference USA Player of the Year, if not in the running.
Yeah, he was great. He had a great 4-year run.
Did he get drafted by the Grizz?
He did get drafted.
Yeah.
But no jersey retirement. And I don't think that you have to go to the NCAA tournament, in my opinion, to get your jersey retired.
The only reason why I say in Jeremiah Martin's case it's more probable versus the Antonio Burks situation, and I think it's a really great analogy, Jay, I think the real difference is because of what Jeremiah Martin has had to go through in regard to playing for 3 different coaches in 4 years, and, the certain amount of turnover with the rest of the program, that should factor into his ability to continue to be, and he's been injured, his ability to be the quintessential player, teammate. I mean, everybody loves him. He really cares about winning, which is, according to some sources, not necessarily the top priority for some people on that team. I'm saying it's closer than the Burke situation, but I still agree it's probably not going to get happen.
The retired jerseys at Memphis, unless I'm forgetting one, Penny Hardaway.
True.
Elliot Perry.
True.
Keith Lee.
True that.
Larry Finch.
True.
Ronnie Robinson.
True.
Will Fong.
Special K.
Larry Keenan?
I think so, right?
I don't think so. He played 1 or 2 years.
Yeah, you may be right.
Yeah. Will Fong.
Will Fong.
Yeah, and maybe John Gunn, who died early.
Right.
Maybe
John
that's
Gunn.
it.
What about Forrest Arnold, then?
Yeah, there you go.
Is it?
I think so.
I think so, too.
Yeah, maybe that. So, at least
two of my all-time favorite Tigers, quickly.
Yeah.
Forrest Arnold, basketball. Forrest Gregg, football.
There you go. At least in our lifetime, you've had to achieve a really, really high level. In our lifetime, Keith Lee, first-team All-American,
Sure.
Final Four. Penny Hardaway, first-team All-American, All-NBA, although he was retired his jersey before but it was clear that he was becoming the best player in the NBA, or one of them.
I mean, CDR, 3-year player, first-team All-American, Final Four,
yeah.
Championship game, not retired. Then again, he had a different number every year he played.
And I will also add that they did hang a banner for those guys for the most wins, and then after the probation and the win revocation, they took that banner down.
Yeah.
But that banner had their numbers on it. It was never really clear if they were retired or if they weren't. So that's just
I
sort
don't
of
think they were retired.
a dark stain.
That's the one thing I hate about that 2008 team and a lot of their players and their careers.
They switched numbers.
Like Dorsey was 3 different numbers over 4 years. Dozier, I think, was 2 different numbers. CDR was 3 different numbers. Anderson may have been 2 different numbers. He certainly was 2 different numbers. I think he started off as 12 and finished at 5 or something like that. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of changing around, which is, I guess, if you have a preference in your whatever, a player, it's fine. But I'm just,
I'm with you.
I prefer you be number 24 and just stick with it. But
how about the year that Pastner took the names off the jerseys? and everybody had switched numbers. Nobody knew who the hell anybody was.
That was only like a couple of games, though, right?
It was about 10 games or something.
Really?
Yeah. You got to earn it back.
I vaguely remember that, but yeah, I do remember some scuttlebutt and hubbubbery for that. Yeah. Hey, Hubba Bubba or Bubblicious or Bubble Yum? Better gum.
Big League Chew.
That wasn't one of the options. And you know Big League Chew is complete dirt compared to those other three.
No, Big League Chew is terrific.
I mean, I love Big League Chew, but you want to compare Big League Chew to grape bubble yum? I don't think so.
How about this tweet? Check this out. Describe this to the people.
So you got a side-by-side picture of one side is Big Larry Finch giving a hug to Penny Hardaway in the blue Memphis State jersey, and in the other frame, it's Penny Hardaway giving a hug to Jeremiah Martin. Mm-hmm. That's a nice picture.
Yeah. Do you know this? See this afro in the back, this white afro in the back behind Larry Finch?
I can't see, but I assume it's Jimmy Adams.
Yes.
You know who Jimmy Adams is or was, Mark?
No, he doesn't.
Jimmy Adams was an assistant under Larry Finch, and he came there. He was the Raleigh, Egypt head coach.
Iris got it.
For years.
On lockdown.
He was good. He was good. I mean, he was a really good coach, and then Larry Finch hired him as an assistant. Who else did Larry have as assistants?
Dorsey Sims.
Dorsey Sims, former Melrose coach.
He had at one point Dave Luce, but that was early in his career.
Dave Luce, and then Luce went to Austin Peay and was the head coach for 30 years.
A long time, longer than Roy Williams has been at North Carolina.
Wow.
John Prince, J.P. Prince's dad.
Yeah, and Dana Kirk had, what do you call it, as an assistant, Lee Fowler, who became the athletic director at North Carolina State.
Correct.
You know, I have some apparently breaking news. From Gary Parrish. Syracuse coach Jim Boeheim. Jim Boeheim hit and killed a pedestrian after last night's game, according to the Syracuse.com.
Why are you smiling?
Yeah, you think it's funny?
It's not a smile. It's more shock than a smile.
Oh,
yeah. Which is more shocking, that the true guru thinks this is funny or that it actually happened?
Dude, this isn't smile. It's like
prayers for the family.
I know you're in shock. I can tell.
Oh my God!
All right, we're gonna
dig into this. Let's go to break. We'll come back. We'll talk about Jim Boeheim. Because side note on Jim Boeheim. Apparently he's been peeing his pants lately.
Oh,
have you seen that?
I saw that.
He's been peeing his pants
one time,
and now he's killing people.
Hey, easy. Vehicular manslaughter. It's a big difference between him trying to kill people.
Hey, 3 seconds ago I was shocked to have Mark smiling about this. We're already joking about it.
You know what?
Hey, prayers for the family.
I've been listening to Daniel Tosh doing some stand-up and stuff.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how people get mad at him. There's nothing funny about abortion. There's nothing funny about rape. There's nothing funny about retarded people. You know what he said? If you can write a funny joke about it, then there is something funny about it. People might not like it, but you can find something funny in everything. And whether or not you like it or not, he's right. I'm not saying
No, I'm with you.
I'm not saying you're a good person if you can come up with something funny to say about rape or vehicular manslaughter. I'm just saying it's a fact that if you make a joke about it and someone thinks it's funny, then there is something funny about it. So keep that in mind before you get pissed off at the Eye on Sports or B-Ball Jones or even the True Guru. He was the first one to laugh. We're only following his lead.
Don't blame this on me.
Hey, no pun intended. I'm throwing you under the bus. I couldn't help it, folks.
My God.
This is off the rails. All right. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we are going to discuss this Jim Boeheim thing briefly, and we'll get into some other stuff. Maybe Jim Boeheim peeing his pants, because if peeing your pants is cool.
Consider me Miles Davis.
We'll be right back.
Are you leaving? Okay. That could be a moment of radio gold.
Are you looking for a good, honest mechanic? Well, you have found one. Hi, my name is Marcus.
Coming back to the song.
Offering lesser rates for your automotive.
We're going to Jim Boeheim thing.
We do major and minor work replacing engines, transmissions, tune-ups, brakes, and almost anything you need.
Are you coming back with Gary Newman's cars?
2975 James Road, in between Warford and Hollywood, on top of the overpass bridge. My number is 901-859-6169. That is again, 901-859-6169. Hopefully I hear from you. Automotive repair for less.
I got to figure out how to adjust the recording levels when I record these off of YouTube.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why they're really low.
Well, I got the recording levels turned all the way up on the Audacity, but I got to figure out if I turn up the actual volume on the computer, will that rectify the situation?
Like right now, I have it all the way up. You can't even hear it.
No, you're right.
Hey everybody, the Ion Sports here to tell you about Advatech. Advatech is a local IT company that manages your business's computer network and technology. They make sure your network is secure to prevent any type of security breach which could possibly compromise your company's information or your customers' information. Advatech is a one-stop shop for any computer problems. No need to waste valuable time on calling tech support. One call, they will handle everything for you. Advatech can also help you save on average $500 a month on your office phones and internet costs by doing a vendor cost analysis for their customers. If you own a business and are tired of frustrating computer issues, call Advatech. Advatech, we are your IT department. Call 901-262-7925 or email support at advatech.com. Advatech, 262-7925.
The man at some point got out of his vehicle. That's when Bayham drove by instructing pedestrians. Passed an alcohol test. Cooperating.
New Sidewinder cycle. Your parents put it together, and Sidewinder's got.
You know, there was a guy that used to play in our poker tournaments, Mark. Yeah, this old dude. He used to
styling and a stunt shifter.
He used to come to like every other tournament trying to pick up all these young girls. And his car broke down on the interstate. And he tried to like cross the interstate and he got killed.
New from Tonka.
It was at night.
Is this Kiss?
Yeah, buddy.
Are you going to go see Kiss?
So, pretty cool story. There's a chance that the Guru and the rest of the Kings of the Court are going to dress up as Elvises and meet Kiss.
Do what? Wait, turn it down. You gotta say that again. You're gonna dress up as Elvis and meet who?
Kiss, the band. Apparently, we might be painting our face with them, meeting them, and then getting tickets to the show on Saturday.
Oh, nice.
So what? Under what?
Yeah.
under
What
do
they get out of it?
They get to meet us.
So I'm saying, the Kiss Army wants to meet the Kings of the Court.
They said, "Look, we're coming to Memphis. We want to meet the Flying Elvi."
Again, I can't confirm it till it happens, but we're supposed to be at the Forum tomorrow, and Monday I'll let y'all know exactly what happens.
When's the show?
Saturday night.
Saturday night?
So,
Okay, so I'm a little confused still, but
Do you get to meet Elton John too next year when he's coming?
I don't think he wants the same treatment as the Kiss guy. I was just told if we could be there.
I don't even know why I'm saying that. You know, Sir Elton John was co-owner of the Watford Hornets of the English Premier League
Of course.
for many years. He saved the team from financial ruin.
And we're glad he did. We are.
I love the Hornets. My good friend Amanda lives in Watford.
So here's the story on Bayheim, originally broken by the True Guru, at least as far as this show is concerned.
Yeah.
According to the True Guru's sources, Syracuse men's basketball coach Jim Boeheim struck and killed a man walking outside his vehicle on I-690 in Syracuse around midnight last night. Man was in his 30s. He had been in a car with 4 others. This is in Syracuse, although Syracuse had defeated Louisville earlier that night.
Yeah, by 20 points.
Yeah, okay, that was at the Carrier Dome. Okay, for some reason I thought they had flown back. Maybe he was driving back home after getting back on the flight. But no, the game was in Syracuse. He's going home at midnight. Apparently he did pass Boeheim an alcohol test, is cooperating, which is good. You never want to leave the scene of a crime. And
that's a good piece of advice, attorney.
Tragedy. Well, unless you're drunk.
Brenner.
Unless you're drunk, then you should probably leave the scene.
That's great advice. As an officer of the court, I don't think you're really allowed to say that, are you? I mean, you're allowed to say whatever you want, but
No, you're probably right. I take that back.
don't leave the scene of a crime. Face the music. Hire a good attorney like Kurt Runger, attorney-at-law, Douglas and Runger, BartlettLawyers.com.
Yeah, exactly.
So look. So here, let me just quickly go back to even though I don't really want to. Going back to the Zion Williamson thing. Zion Williamson's insurance policy. Okay.
Yeah.
Based on they give you an insurance policy based on your possible future earnings, stuff like that. The value of his insurance went down $8 million.
That's not what I saw.
That's
I saw he has an $8 million insurance policy, but only if he gets picked like 14th or 16th or later.
Mm. Well, there you have it, folks. We'll get to the bottom of that.
Or not.
Yeah. We'll come back.
It's not going to affect my pockets, so
We'll circle back on that.
do whatever you want, Zion. But thank God Barack Obama got a good chime in on the tweeter that said, he seems like a wonderful young man. I wish him a speedy recovery. Thanks, POTUS.
Yeah.
Is there a term for what do they call them, ex-POTUS? Ex-POTI?
I think you're always POTUS
Would it be
That's true.
POTUS?
when you're POTUS.
POTUS? No, I know. When you're POTUS, you're POTUS. You
Yeah.
still call him Mr. President.
Yeah, he was at the game.
Yeah. I wonder how he got a ticket. Someone give him a ticket or do you have to pony up?
I think you just call and you say, hey, Obama's coming to the game.
Yeah.
End of story.
I'm Barack, baby. Give me a ticket.
That's it.
Yeah, that's a great invitation.
I wasn't trying to imitate. I'm saying, that's
Yeah.
probably what he did.
That's the attitude. He's trying to impress the attitude.
The viewers,
I
the
guess.
listeners.
Okay, very good.
I might have to slide out of here for a second.
We gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah,
Farts?
pretty much.
This kid's got some incontinence issues.
You gonna do some retro news?
I am gonna think about doing a little retro news. Oh man!
Unfortunately, the Retro News Now Twitter account, I think it pretty much went kaput on February 15th. I think they finally gave up.
Really, they couldn't compete with some of the other retro news sites.
Correct.
Which is the one you said you go to now?
I like old school 80s.
Yeah, that's the one that I've been going to for the entire time of the show. And guess what was really, this is a big week for video game releases. As we mentioned the other day, that Contra came out.
Yeah.
Up, down, left, right, BA, select, start.
I wasn't sure if it's up, down, or up, down, down.
No, I think it was up, down, up. Okay, anyway, up, down, down.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. How about this one? February 21st, 1986, Nintendo released The Legend of Zelda
Oh.
in Japan.
I played that game like a couple weeks ago.
Our one known listener to the show that I know anyway,
Yeah.
big Zelda fan. Solved it multiple times.
Solved it. Well, on the new Nintendo Switch, you can play like 30 of the old Nintendo games.
Uh-huh.
You can like save it.
And so,
all that
so
stuff.
what do you play?
What's that?
What else they have?
They have your game, Mighty Bomb Jack.
That's my brother's game, but that's all right. Mighty Bomb Jack's a good game.
They have some good games. They have like Blades of Steel, regular Mario.
Blades of Steel.
Do.
What about Double Dribble?
Which one?
Double Dribble?
No double dribble.
There was
They
one
have-
spot in Double Dribble from the corner where you could hit threes nonstop. No one could stop you.
No, they have like Mario Golf, Mario Hockey,
What about what's the other game I was just thinking about the other day?
Dr. Mario.
No,
No, I'm just naming games.
I know. Mighty Bomb Jack.
Oh, they have Ninja Gaiden.
No, I don't know about that one either. How about these birthdays?
You had Ninja Gaiden. That's where I played it.
No, it did not. For regular Nintendo,
Yeah, maybe you had Shinobi for Sega.
no, I didn't have that either. Jake, we weren't really into the fighting games. Is that a fighting game?
Yeah.
We weren't really into the fighting games. Speaking of which, yesterday I'm doing the University of Memphis at a baseball game. They played Murray State at the FedEx Park. And so we were talking about something, and I mentioned something about college wrestling. So there was a guy from the Murray State athletic department there, and he said, "Oh, does Memphis have a wrestling team?" And we said, "No, they don't." So this girl, she's a student. She's a student assistant, so she's working like computer that does the walk-up music, and she says, "Oh yeah, my boyfriend, he wrestled in high school, and he was trying to start a club wrestling team, but they couldn't. He couldn't get it together." And I'm like, so I said, "What is he looking for? A couple of dudes to roll around on the floor with,
grab each other in speedos?"
And she didn't really know if that was funny or not, but whatever, it's not the point. So then I said, I actually know a bar where if he could gather up a couple of guys, they could go to the basement of the bar and have themselves a little fight club if they really want to get in some fights. And I don't even know if she caught that reference either, but I thought it was pretty funny. I enjoyed it.
She probably wasn't even born when Fight Club came out.
Dude, you know what? I'm really, my sister, the sister on sports, is trying to tell me that I'm turning into your father. Your father.
Yeah, why is that?
Well, because your father always tries to tell me about W.C. Fields and Laurel and Hardy and whatever episodes. And the truth is, though, the difference is this, and I don't disagree with I'm getting bad because I'm talking to people. Like, I talked to this one girl, and I was like, "Oh, do you know about Pulp Fiction?" And they're like, "No, I don't know about Pulp Fiction." They've heard of it, but they never watched it. I'm like, how the face of the earth and not have seen, well, first of all, like The Godfather, Pulp Fiction. I mean, how can you not have seen those movies?
I still have never seen The Godfather.
Well, you're an idiot, but the point is,
I blame it on my cousins.
You blame it on us that you haven't seen The Godfather? Why? You have no excuse not to have not seen The Godfather, Mark. That's pretty.
Because, I have excuses. We won't get into it now.
What, do you don't believe in rated R movies?
No, it's just like, before it was always on TV, and I never wanted to watch it on TV. And now it's like...
So if I give you the DVD, then you'll watch it?
Yeah, but I gotta find a DVD player.
Jeez, you're lazy. You have Netflix or something like that, right?
It's not on there.
I think it might be, actually.
I'll check
too. Anyway, so we're talking. So I'm talking the difference between me and your dad. Your dad will give you he'll start telling you about W.C. Fields or whatever, but without any type of context or reference. The stuff that I'm talking about, there's context there. That's the big difference. But anyway, how about this for a birthday? Huge birthday today. Anthony Daniels, 73 years old. You know who that is?
Zero clue.
You got one letter right in what you just said. Zero. C-3PO. How about that? C-3PO, 73 years old today. Kelsey Grammer, 64. Kelsey Grammer, were you a fan of the show Frasier?
No.
Were you a Cheers fan? You ever watch Cheers reruns?
No.
Okay.
Even though they did show the Cheers bar We Will Rock You scene at the Tigers game last night.
Oh, really? They did?
Yeah.
That's classic.
It is a classic scene. I feel like, someone that hasn't really watched Cheers, there's so many people in that show that, have become famous after that show. Like Woody Harrelson, I'm saying, I know him because of all the movies, but I'm sure Cheers is where he got his start.
Oh, Cheers is where he got his start. He was on Cheers for several years. But the best part is at the end when Kirstie Alley comes out of the office, and you think she's going to be like, knock it off, and she's got something, and she starts chiming in with it. No, there's some. Cheers is one of the best shows ever. It is so good. In Office Space, when the two Bobs. So you got you got the skinny Bob with the mustache, John C. McGinley, and he's in tons of stuff. He was in Scrubs, and he's in a bunch of movies and stuff. Then you had the short fat guy. Well, the short fat guy, he was in Cheers for several years. He was like one of these ancillary characters who would always be at the bar hanging out, and always had some witty comment or whatever. And he was not a big player, but he was in a lot of Cheers episodes. So he kind of got his, I don't know about start, but he got a lot of run in Cheers. How about this one? Alan Trammell. You know who Alan Trammell is, don't you?
Old baseball player / manager, right?
That's right. For the Detroit Tigers. So he, his birthday's today, 61. So there you go. Contra released on February 20th. Zelda on February 21st. Prediction, tomorrow's Nintendo whatever release game, I'm going to have to say maybe Double Dragon.
No, good guess. I'm going to go Super Mario World 2, the best of the Marios.
Super Mario World 2. You know, I played Super Mario 1, 2, and 3, and that was the extent of my Super Mario knowledge.
I got you on that. Actually, 2 wasn't bad. 3 is just so easy to beat. But if you actually played the whole game, it's a lot of fun.
That was the one where you could, like, warp ahead big time?
Yeah, you get, like, 2 whistles at the beginning of the game, and you just go to the last level.
2 whistles, yeah, I don't even remember that. But I'll take your word for it. I mean, that's...
Yeah, I know my video game knowledge.
Where'd this guy go? Take a dump?
Oh, show's over, so.
I know, I was going to say, I didn't even really realize he left.
That's so nice of you. I didn't even realize he was gone.
No, I knew he was gone, but I didn't realize how long it's been. But that's fine, no problem. If he's got to do what he's got to do. All right, so tomorrow we'll come in here. We'll talk about. We'll preview the Express in-depth Express preview. Tigers at Wichita State. I am sure we will talk about this Jim Boeheim situation, and NBA gets back in the flow tonight, and we'll find other stuff to talk about. So on behalf of
Joel Embiid out for at least a week.
yeah, and these Hornets, that's fine. They know where they're going, playoffs and beyond, so that's okay. On behalf of B-Ball Jones, the Dumper, on behalf of Mark Capel, the True Guru, Ira Lipsy, the Island Sports Thing, adios, muchachos.
Why can I barely hear this?
I don't know. That's got to be a system glitch because it's the same version.
Yeah.
Is it just scratchy?
No, I mean, I literally had it all the way up and couldn't hear it.
Huh. I'll check it out. Don't forget to stop the YouTube.